Back on Gloomhaven. So, we've seen the Tinker, seen some pretty cool stuff. Tiny little guy, pretty detailed. Little dagger on his side, little pouches, flamethrower. He's got his crossbow thing on his arm and his quiver on the back with his backpack. And potions, a potion in this hand, and a couple more in his backpack. Pretty cool little guy. So now we're gonna paint the Scoundrel. It's a human, so a little bit taller than the Tinker. Not much taller, still tiny. Still with lots of detail. Still gonna take some time to paint. She even has little glowing eyes. But we can do that. Should be fun. We played our second round. We fought off craziness in the depths of some burrow that we went to. I don't want to give away any spoilers. Apparently that's a big don't do that with Gloomhaven. There's a few videos out there that you can't watch though that will spoil the crap out of the game for you, so I'll try to do the best I can not to. But again, I'm going to paint 4 characters for now because that's all we've got. We haven't unlocked anything else yet. We haven't looked at anything else in the game, and it's still fresh for us like it is anyone else. So when it gets to a point that I am going to be painting something more than just the Fab 4, I will put a disclosure at the beginning saying, spoiler alert, just in case. So anyway, let's paint the Scoundrel. There's our next one right there. So she needs to kind of look like her. So sword in the back, silver, daggers, gold. Pretty much like a green suit. Orange boots. Alright, start with that because I already got my orange out anyway. Get the paint on there. There we go. I don't know why, but I just feel like I need to get her face out of the way. Don't know why. She's got glowing eyes. And she's got gloves on, so every other part of her body is covered. So that's the only thing there that is going to be some flesh. Her face. Now we're going to do some glowing eyes, but first thing we have to do, I'm going to use some black here and just do the inside of her eyes. First with the black. Alright. So I blackened in her eyes. But afterwards, take a nice bright yellow. This stuff actually is nice and bright. Flush gids. Yellow? Flush gets yellow? Anyway. So we'll keep going with the green. Green seems to be the majority of her clothing here, so I'm just going to go with a bigger brush and just give her. You know, and it's funny because just as I do this, just like the Tinkerer that we did in the first episode there, you start to see as you start filling in with some color other little details. Like I just noticed she has a knife right there. I didn't see that before. And not just one, but she's got two back to back right there. I don't know if right there, see them? Right there, there's one there. And then you can see the blade there under her arm. There's another one there. It's kind of neat. Like I said, sometimes you just don't see these things until you actually start to throw some paint on there. When it's still like a gray plastic, or even with the white after doing some priming or black primer or whatever type of primer you use. You don't really see it. It's only when you add color and then all of a sudden, hey, what's that? Probably could have used my air gun for this, but you know, sometimes when you're just doing one character, it's more of a hassle setting it all up and using it than it is just to grab a brush and take a couple extra seconds just to do it with that. Cool, even once you just get the first base down, base cool. See how I put that in there. Oh. Now, I don't think I'm going to go too crazy with the hair because this is actually kind of funny. We have our second round game tomorrow night, and if I don't get her done, which I doubt I will tonight because it's already late and I do have to work early in the morning tomorrow, this character is just not going to be done. Which means that if we're going to play and use her, and she's being grabbed and moved around, most likely from her head, some of this color is probably going to get worn off. So I'll just repaint it back on again. There we go. Well, that's a good start so far. We've got a base down with the green. She's basically got like 2 tones of green, and then she's got some silver in there and gold in there, and you know, some leather kind of looks and stuff like that, and some drab and whatnot, just like the other character. And we can do the same kind of base for her. So that gets her started anyway. Couple steps forward there. We got her dagger painted. Some gold here. So our shoulder pads and all of this stuff around her, like on her chest and everything there, is all gold. So these here are gold. noticed once you add like one other thing, how much just gonna bring stuff out. Mistake, cut that on her right there. Just go over that house green here again. That easy. Starting to look pretty cool. She's got little wee old daggers all over the place. There's one right here. See that? Just brought that out. Crazy. Something else I noticed that's really neat, and it might even be hard to see there right now. But we've got her that little dagger right there. I already got that. But over here, again, now you remember the Tinker? See, so she's a little bigger. Actually, well, I got the Tinker right here. Remember the size of the Tinker? Look how small he is. Just a little guy. So she's actually considerably bigger. If we were to compare it to something, she's the height of one of these. It's pretty tiny. But anyway, I noticed right here, she has a set of keys, like master keys. So we're gonna make those like a silver, like any kind of key. All right, let's see if we can get those to show up. You see them there now. Even then, you really have to, I guess that, there you go. See, that's her little master set of keys. Alright, so there's the first one. And she's got a couple more right there. So we're gonna get those ones done. Handles are different colors, so we'll do the handles separately. And she's also got her sword on her back. The tip of the sword here, that's gold. spiders on her side there. And then back she's got her hilty, the stub and the handle of the sword. And then she's got something that wraps it here. So when you look at the picture here, then you can see the blade just sticks out. Alright. So. Slowly starting to come together here now. You can start to see the details starting to pop as the colors are being added. I think it'll be nice once we get a nice shade to her too. It's cool because using this light actually, you know, and I can see the character up on the screen as I have it with the camera. And it kind of gives you an idea of what kind of lighting you want to have, like where you want to have it darker, where you want to have it lighter. We're going to use the same stuff as we used for the Tinkerer there, that textured base. Because we're going to, you know, try to make the characters somewhat simpler. Alright, I'm going to just add a little bit more on the top here. The main thing is you don't want to see any white of the base. And then, of course, once you put a protective layer on top of the character and the base, it won't chip anymore. There we go. So that's gonna look nice once that hardens. Yeah, and you gotta have like some kind of tool. You could buy like from Army Painter tools like this. You know, you can get the ones that have the little curve to them as well and whatnot, you know, just for applying textured stuff. And it definitely comes in handy. It's a lot easier than using a brush. So like I said before, I like using Citadel Gold, this stuff here. But I use it as just as it says, as a base. And then I'll use bright gold from these guys. And I find that this just gives it a good, you know, underlay so that I don't have to use so much bright gold. Otherwise, the bright gold pretty much, you can use it as an effect, you know, to you know, kind of add to other colors. There. You can see how that's just, it brightens it right up, eh? Compared to that. Let's cover this a little bit here. You can see how much brighter that is than this. Like, this is still a great gold. It's a great gold too when you have something that has depth, cracks and whatever. Again, you put it down as your base, and then you use the bright gold as just your highlight on top, and that turns out really nice too. There. That covers that. The other ones that she has on her side. A little touch up there. And this case over here. A little bit of her arm. Just to give it that extra shine. And again, see here, I'm just kind of adding it very, very lightly because I want some of the dark stuff to still shine through. wherever the cracks are, because it looks better, right? You know, it gives it some depth. It's not going to be always congruently the same color all the way through, right? So it definitely adds to a nice base. That looks sharp. I like that. She's got her glowing eyes. Got her change purse there. I still have to do her gloves. There's not much left. It's just more or less some touch up. And I think I'm going to probably give her a wash. Her gloves match her boots. It's kind of like an orange. So we'll go back to our orange. Same thing too, I'll do a wash right over her gloves. This is not going to be just a bright orange, which this type of orange really isn't anyway, but you want it to have some of that. She's a scoundrel, you know, like she's not going to have clean, perfect gloves, I can tell you that. She's dirty. Just a little bit on her knees here. I'm a little closer here. Just a touch. Just a touch up with her knee. This knee pad here. That's it. Your knee pads are done now. About as focused as it's gonna get. Right there. You can see right here on her arm. It's almost like there's embedded little throwing stars or some things. You know, when you look at the picture, you can see them there on her arms. So, same thing on the other side here. Right here. Now there's this tiny little bit of gold here. Right here on her arm. I don't know what it is. Right there. She's starting to take form now. Yeah, let's do a little bit of a wash. And here's one of my cheap number ones. Got a nice tip. Beautiful. Not bad for a little over $1. I'm gonna put a little bit on the ground too. Just in here. Just so it fills in any little white. And you know, it's just gonna bring out the cracks in the ground a little more too. Beautiful. Now I'll just give her a bit of a wash. I'm going to do pretty much everything on her. Yeah, that really brings out some detail there. Look at that. I like it. bust out the tacky glue. Take out some rocks. Let's get the base done like we did with the Tinkerer there. Just gonna lay some glue down. It should be enough, but we'll spread that out with this thing. Bit of an overlap over that other stuff, so don't see any difference in the paint. Again, I'll put a little dab at the front of that there just to catch some of the other stones. And we'll use a couple of bigger ones here. It doesn't even have to be any way or specific way. You know, it's just to add some variety. It's just like you can get those little tufts of paint, bear paint. It's just like how you could go and get some of those little tufts of grass, pre-made grass. So that you can just put a little tuft of grass here and there. You know, I just don't feel like spending that kind of money. So that's done. Now, we get out the battlefield. Get my piece of cardboard here so that I don't waste any. Put that underneath. Sure that you get a good coat on there and cover all the glue. Spin it around, get it from whatever angles. There we go. Okay, I think that's going to look pretty sharp. I bought this stuff from Birthday Games and Hobbies here. Yeah, for like $7.99 I think is what they had it for. But, you know, a big container like that lasts a long time. Yeah, it's good stuff. So, I think that's going to look pretty cool. It just kind of fills in, blends around those other rocks, gives it a little bit more, breaks it up a little more. It's not all just the same. And then same thing with the front, just using that paint that breaks up for you. I think she's gonna turn out all right. got her glowing eyes. We've got her armor done. You can see her, all her weaponry and stuff's all finished. Maybe just a couple of quick highlights here and there. But I think for the most part there, she's pretty much finished. So, we'll wait until she dries, do some highlights, get a protective layer on her, some of this stuff again. Alright, so here's our Scoundrel. We're almost done. We've got the ground done. We've got that nice cracked earth in the front. I think that turned out fantastic. I like the way that the rocks turned out in the back too. You know, just and the dirt or ground or whatever. A couple of added things that I did. I did add some nut oil to her hair just to kind of bring it out a little more. And I also added some hemp rope from the army paint just to her skirt, just to kind of lighten it up a little bit. I just highlighted it with it, right, so that it kind of stands out a little bit more than the rest of her, you know, as to like that color. Now you can see her little keys hanging there. You got her little daggers, like the one there on her, you know, and then you've got her armor. You've got the stuff on her arms. Her glowing eyes. I think I'm going to use a little bit just on the back sides of the weapons, on just a little bit on the clasps on her feet, just to kind of make them pop and stand out a little more. And the little daggers, same thing, on the pieces of armor that she has. So like her shoulder pad there, just to kind of make it pop a little more, make it shine a little more, you know, because it is armor, and I want it to definitely stand out that it is, and not blend into everything else that she has going on there, because there's a pretty busy little characters. They've got a lot of stuff on them. So she's got another shoulder pad on this side here. And it doesn't need much. You put lots if you want to make it look like glass. You put just a little bit if you just don't want to make it shine. Because when you put the coating on, the protective coating on your characters, it's a matte finish, so everything else just kind of tends to be flat. You want that stuff to shine, you gotta make it, you gotta add that shimmer afterwards. I think I'll do it a little bit here too, to these items, just because they are gold. So why not? Just to kind of give it, see, now it's got that little bit of a shine to it now. If I hold it against the light there, you can see it a little bit. That's it. And that right there is our Scoundrel. We've got 2 more to paint. So check in next week and we'll see which one we're going to paint. Until next time.